Hi, it's Craig, WJ6F. Today we're going to be talking about Radioddity's UV-5RX3 tri-band radio. And we'll get started right after this. Okay, let's see what we got in the box. Okay, the items you get in the box, you get the programming cable, you get a headset with microphone, the wall wart and desktop charger, belt clip, wrist strap, VIP card, the owner's manual, which is written really well. You get the 220 antenna and the 2m 440 antenna, 1800 milliamp hour battery, and the radio. Okay, this radio is a 5-watt radio, and the frequency range per the website is 144 to 145 megahertz for 2 meters, 220 to 225 megahertz on 1¼ meter, and 420 to 450 megahertz for 440. Has FM radio capability, so you can tune into your favorite radio station. 128 memory channel. Has tone scanning for CTCSS and DCS, tone burst, DTMF, and Vox. And you can also do either wide or narrow. It's compatible with SMA female antennas. With this radio you can also do dual watch. And you can set that up to have either the A or B channel the priority in case you're receiving on both. Now, the radio comes with 2 antennas. The shorter one is for 220, and it'll say right inside there what the frequency is. And the one with the black insert is for 2 meter, 440, and is a little longer. You can either label these, just remove the size. Okay, I also received from Radioddity the RD301 tri-band antenna. It's about 8 inches long, can handle up to 10 watts. I highly recommend getting one of these. They also have about a 17¾ inch antenna that is also tri-band, and these cost around $10. It's going to save you a lot of aggravation from having to swap out antennas every time you want to go from 2 meter to 220 or 220 to 440. Okay, the owner's manual is written really well. Even looks good. It's got good photos, everything's easy to read, the English is done really well, and it's very comprehensive. Here's the Radioddity website, and we have the UV-5RX3 page up. You can bundle things, batteries and such. Right now it's going for $44.99 at the time of this video. Regular price is $49.99. Now again, if you want to get the antennas, they have 2 tri-band antennas. One's 17.7 inches and the other is about 8 inches. Both can handle 10 watts of power. And once you get your radio, if you go to support, then Baofeng, and click on UV-5RX3, and you can download the manual in several different languages: English, German, Italian, French, and Spanish. You can get a programming guideline, and you can download Radioddity's programming software. I'm going to use the Chirp software. And once you get all the radio hooked up, programming cable plugged in, go ahead and click radio and download from the radio. Choose which COM port you're on. I'm COM port 3. The vendor is going to be Radioddity, and the model is going to be UV-5RX3. It's going to give you this blurb about how to go ahead about doing it. And here's the cloning. Okay, using the software is the easiest way to program these Baofeng radios. You can program from the front panel. It's not terribly difficult, but you cannot input a channel name. That can only be done from the software. Let's start off with a simplex. We'll do national calling, which is 146520. And they don't give you a whole lot of characters to work with here. You don't need any kind of tone. Make sure that the power is high. Then when you're done, you move on to your next channel. Next one I'm going to do is a local repeater. for 2 meters. Pick your tone. And then you got to pick the frequency for the PL tone. In this case, it's 103.5. And this one automatically chose which way it goes. And in this point, it's a negative offset. And you have 0.6 for your offset freak. Next is a 220 repeater. This was in the city of Costa Mesa. And its tone is 151.4. And it's automatically putting in the proper offset frequency as well as direction. And then we'll throw in a 440, which is going to be frequency 445.660. And this is down in Laguna Beach. And the tone is 110.9. And once again, you can see it automatically put in the offset frequency and direction, and automatically puts it in high power. And you can always change that both from the radio and here in the software. And once you get your frequencies in, if you want to make any changes to the settings of the radio, the basic settings, squelch carrier, knock that down to 3. Timeout timer, I go for 2 minutes. The way I like it displayed is like the name on the channel A or band A, and then on B I like the frequency. You can change your colors of what it is when you're receiving, transmitting, or standby, and if you want the Roger beep. Some advanced settings, I don't mess with Vox, have no desire. You can change your message. And this is so when you go over to the VFO, what frequencies do you wish to have displayed? I have the national calling frequency on 1 for 2 meter. And I think on this one I'll do the national calling frequency for 1 1/4 meter. FM radio preset, I'll put in KLOS out of Los Angeles. You can do DTMF, some other service settings that I don't mess with. Once you have everything all set up the way you want it, go ahead to the drop-down menu. Before we go any further, while you're programming, you can import from different areas. You can use for DMR repeaters, radio reference, repeater book, which is one that I prefer. In this case, I have it set up for California in the County of Orange, and we'll see what 1 1/4 meters has. Nothing. Oh, there they are. And if you want all of these, you can go ahead and just put them in here. But since I've already got stations 2, 3, 4, and 5 filled, we're going to add, when you start at station 6, now this first one, which belongs to the Sora Club, K6SOA, down in Laguna, That is going to start at 6. Hit OK, and there it's put them all in. And you can do this with 2 meter, 440. It makes life a lot easier and quicker. You just don't have to mess with typing everything in individually. Once you get all the repeaters in that you want, go ahead and upload it back to the radio. Again, it's going to ask you to choose your COM port. And that's all there is to it for programming the radio from a software. Now let's go check out and see how much power this radio is actually putting out. Are we getting the full 5 watts that the packaging says? Okay, the first one we're going to check is 2 meters, and we're going to use 146.520. And we're over 5 watts. That works for me. Let's see the national calling for 220, which is 223.500. And again, we're a little over 5 watts. Now let's try the 440 national calling. And we're a little under 4 watts. Not as high as I'd like to be. I'd like to see it over at least 4 watts, but this is close enough. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and don't forget to click on that bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a video. If you'd like to help support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description area. And while you're here, why don't you check out one of these other videos? And thanks again for watching.